What would you do if your mother looked you dead in the eyes on December 23rd and said, "We're keeping Christmas small this year, just immediate family," while your brother's girlfriend of 6 months was literally wearing the monogrammed velvet stocking? Mom spent $180 having embroidered with Brittany, First Christmas with Us, 2024. And then, 2 days later, Grandma slid a check for $18,000 across my kitchen table and whispered, "Use it to build the table they never gave you room at." Drop your city in the comments, because I'm still shaking when I tell this story. I'm 29. My name is June. Yes, really. And I run Junaclecoe Ceramics and home goods brand I built with cracked hands, insomnia, and every cent I ever earned. Last year, we crossed $340,000 in revenue, all of it bootstrapped. All of it out of the 400 square foot studio I built in the backyard of the little 1930s cottage Grandma helped me buy when the bank laughed at my credit score. My pieces are in Anthropology now. My face is still not welcome at my parents' Christmas. Let me take you back so you feel how deep this cut goes. When I was 7, I asked Santa for an easy bake oven. I left sketches under the tree, little drawings of the pink cakes I'd make for everyone. Christmas morning, Tyler 10. Already, the sun the entire family orbited got a PlayStation 2 and a plasma TV, the size of our old minivan's windshield. I got a knockoff version from CVS that didn't even plug in. Mom kissed my forehead and said, "You're so imaginative, honey. You'll figure out how to bake with the big oven." I used a flashlight and tinfoil for 3 months until the plastic warped. That was the pattern. I adapted Dot at 12. I wanted art lessons. Mom said they couldn't afford it after Tyler's travel hockey. I taught myself watercolor from library books and sold pet portraits at the farmer's market for $15 a pop. At 16, I wanted a car. Tyler got a lifted Jeep the day he turned 16. I got the 1998 Corolla with 220,000 miles and a cassette player. I loved that car. I named her Matilda, and she carried every box when I moved out at 19. College. Tyler went to 3 schools on Mom and Dad's dime and left each with worse grades. I paid my own way with night classes, barista shifts, and selling mugs on Etsy before Etsy was cool. I graduated debt-free only because I worked myself half to death. Mom sent me a $50 Amazon card and a text. So proud. Tyler's thinking about going back to school too. You see the pattern? Last November, Junaclecoe got its first big wholesale order, 12,000 units for spring delivery. I was terrified and elated. I paid off the last $9,400 of my student loans with the deposit check and cried in the post office parking lot. For the first time, I let myself dream out loud. Studio expansion, hiring 2 full-time employees, maybe a little retail space downtown. I told Mom on the phone. Her response, "That's nice, honey. Did you know Tyler and Brittany are talking about moving in together? We're helping with the deposit on a townhouse." I swallowed it. I always swallowed it. Then came December. I spent 3 weeks planning their gifts. For Dad, a restored vintage compass because he used to take us sailing when we were little before Tyler decided sailing was boring. And they sold the boat to buy him a Camaro. For Mom, the framed archival print of the exact beach in Delaware they honeymooned on, plus the $500 travel gift card. I hand through a set of 4 pasta bowls in the sage green glaze. I spent 6 months perfecting my signature color. I stamped the bottom of each bowl with tiny coordinates of the house I grew up in. I was proud. I thought maybe this year they'd see me. December 20th. I drove the hour to their house with everything in the passenger seat wrapped in linen paper and sage ribbon. The driveway was full. Tyler's Jeep, Brittany's white Audi lease paid by my parents, I later learned, and 2 cars with out-of-state plates. I walked in and the tree was obscene. 47 presents. I counted, tags glittered. Brittany's first Christmas. To Muffin the dog, Susan and Greg, Brittany's parents, love Diane and Mike. There was even a $600 Dyson cordless vacuum with Brittany's name on it because Mom overheard her complaining about dog hair. My gifts weren't under the tree. Not one. Mom hugged me too fast. "Oh, you're early," we said Christmas Day, right? I smiled through the static in my chest. "It's fine." I brought caramels. Dad walked in holding a bottle of Macallan 18 Tyler likes. Saw me. Froze. "Hey, kiddo. Traffic okay?" Then Mom delivered the line that still wakes me up at night. "We're doing a really small Christmas this year. Just immediate family and Brittany's side since they're basically family now. We figured with how busy you are burning the midnight oil in that little studio, you'd rather sleep in your own bed Christmas morning. You understand, right?" I stood there holding the tin of caramels like a delivery girl. Tyler didn't even look up from his phone. Brittany did those smiling, that syrupy smile. People give when they know they've won something you didn't even know was a contest. Something in me went very, very quiet. I set the caramels on the counter next to Brittany's $400 diptych candle gift basket. Totally understand, I said. I actually have plans anyway. Merry Christmas. I walked out before anyone could see my face. The drive home is a blur. I remember gripping the wheel so hard my knuckles went white and thinking, this is the last time. This is the absolute last time I let them decide my worth. I got home, poured a glass of the cheap red I keep for cooking, and started a group chat titled Orphans and Strays Christmas Juna Clay House. First invite, grandma.me. They told me small Christmas. Immediate family only while Brittany's dog has a stocking. I'm hosting. Will you come, Grandma? Pick me up at 9 a.m. sharp. I'm wearing the emerald blazer and I'm bringing the punch bowl and my checkbook. Second. Marisol, my best friend since sophomore year, tax attorney, zero tolerance for bullshit. Me. I'm throwing the Christmas they never gave me. Bring Pernell and every cousin you have. Marisol. I was born for this moment. By midnight, the guest list was 27 people deep. Grandma, Marisol plus 9 family members, my 2 employees. Both single moms who always work retail, Christmas. 3 baby potters, I mentor who can't afford plane tickets home. Mr. Alvarez next door who lost his wife in March. Lena the barista who cried when I tipped her $100 last week. The UPS guy who delivers to my studio every day and once told me his daughter was spending Christmas with her mom's new boyfriend, my mail lady. Sarah, who always asks about my glazes. I did not sleep. I threw 27 mugs on the wheel in one 18-hour marathon, each one personalized. I glazed them in everyone's favorite color, hid their initials inside the handles so only they would know. I baked 6 kinds of cookies until my kitchen looked like Williams-Sonoma exploded. I dragged every folding table within a 5-mile radius into my dining room and covered them in linen. I strung 4,000 twinkle lights across the backyard until it looked like the Milky Way had fallen in love with my HYDRANGEAS. Christmas morning I picked up Grandma. She handed me the punch bowl, a bottle of rum older than I am, and the envelope $18,000. The note is framed in my studio. Now for the kill, you keep saying next year. Next year is now. Build the life they were too blind to cheer for. Love, G. I cried in her driveway. She patted my cheek with her arthritic hand and said, dry those eyes, baby. We've got a holiday to ruin. We opened the doors at 11 a.m. By noon. My little cottage was alive in a way it had never been. Marisol's cousins had a salsa playlist thumping. Kids were running through the studio, leaving handprints on rock clay slabs, and I just laughed. Mr. Alvarez sat in the corner crying. Happy tears because someone handed him a plate piled high with food and called him a boy. Lena the barista took one look at her mug glazed, the exact shade of teal she always wears in her hair, and burst into tears at my table. Grandma held court from the good armchair I dragged in from the living room, pouring rum punch like a mob boss dispensing favors. Someone started calling her Donna June, and it stuck. At 2:17 p.m. my phone started blowing up. Mom. June, where are you? Mom? Grandma's phone is going straight to voicemail. Tyler. Yo, WTF, Grandma's not here, and Mom's having a meltdown. Dad, call us now. I posted one photo to my private story. 27 people around my table. Every handmade mug raised in toast. Grandma in her emerald blazer, grinning like she'd won the lottery. Caption, turns out my immediate family is bigger than I thought. Then I silenced every single one of them. They showed up at 4:42 p.m. I opened the door in a flour-dusted apron, cheeks flushed from pulling the 3rd tray of macadamia shortbread out of the oven. Dean Martin was singing Baby It's Cold Outside, and 27 voices were singing Harmony Badly. Mom took one look past Meatables, stretching into the studio. Lights glittering, Grandma raising a glass of rum punch like a queen, and her face collapsed. You took Grandma, she whispered. Grandma heard her voice and stood. At 84 and 5'0", she still commands a room. I wasn't taken, Diane. I was chosen. There's a difference. Dad tried reason. Sweetheart, we didn't mean to hurt you. We just thought you thought I don't matter. I said, my voice didn't shake. It was the calmest I've ever been. You've thought that since the year I got socks and Tyler got a dirt bike. You thought it when you paid for his 4th attempt at community college, but told me art school was frivolous. You thought it when you bought Brittany's dog a Christmas present but couldn't be bothered to put one gift with my name under your tree. Tyler pushed forward, Brittany clutching his arm. This is insane. It's just Christmas. I looked at Brittany. Enjoy the cashmere coat, Brittany, and the Dyson, and the townhouse deposit. I hope it all keeps you warm when you realize it was never actually yours. Mom was sobbing now. You're embarrassing us in front of the neighbors. No, I said. You're embarrassing yourselves in front of my family. The one I built without you. I stepped back and closed the door. Turned the lock I had never once used on blood. Inside, someone turned the music up. Outside, I heard my mother wail like a wounded animal. I didn't open the door again. That night, we danced until the cops came good-naturedly because Mr. Alvarez was teaching salsa to a 6-year-old on the porch. Grandma fell asleep under the quilt I made my first year learning to, so her punch cup's still in her hand. Someone started calling it Junaclay Christmas, and by January, I had a wait list. My parents are no contact now. Tyler got evicted in February when the real estate license he was definitely getting never happened. Brittany left him in March and took Muffin the dog. Mom keeps sending long Facebook messages about forgiveness and family healing. I leave them on red dot in April. I broke ground on the studio expansion, 10,000 square feet. 3 kilns, a showroom, and a cafe. The sign above the door is in Grandma's handwriting. Junaclay House. We host free pottery camps for kids who can't afford them. We do workshops for single moms on Wednesday nights. And yes, we do Christmas. Tickets for Junaclay Christmas 2025 sold out in 4 hours. 2026 is already 40% gone. People fly in from Seattle, Dublin, Melbourne. They bring their kids, their grief, their weird uncles. They leave with a mug they watched me throw while they told me their stories. Some wounds don't need scars. They need new tables long enough for everyone who was ever told they didn't belong. Grandma moved into the guest cottage last month. She says she's never going back. If you ever need a place where your name is carved into the handle of a mug before you even arrive, where nobody gets socks unless they ask for them, and where immediate family means whoever shows up with love in their hands, the waitlist is on my website. What would you have done? And if you're reading this and you've ever been the kid with the secondhand doll while someone else got the world, know this. Your table is out there. Start building. Thank you for listening.